Well, this is not a feeding, but this is a molt update. Poecilotheria rufulata, the red slate ornamental molted. This one is a suspect male, but hopefully I can get a good molt out of this one. I've had some bad luck lately with molting, with molts, because they have all turned out too damaged, or I would end up tearing them in the process of trying to sex them. So hopefully we'll get a good one for a change. So I can 100% confirm this one. But there's an update on that one. Very cool. My grandma's Stola pokerpeas, the largest of the 4 that I owned, decided she wanted to come out and visit today. So here she is. By the way, she's never molted for me. I'm just guessing she's a female and wishing. And most of the time, she is very sweet. I've seen her moody maybe a couple of times though, but that's typical for Grandma Stoli. You never know what you're gonna get. But today she is content just to sit on my hand. I was rubbing her abdomen with my finger earlier, and she did not move, so I take that to mean that she at least doesn't hate it. There's argument out there on whether or not tarantulas feel pain or pleasure. I look at it as if they don't run away from you, then that means that probably they at least don't hate it. You know, maybe they like it, but at least they don't hate it, because if they hated it, they would obviously try to run away. So here she is. She's awesome. Yep, she's never molted for me. Got her at a reptile show a couple, well, let's see, how long have I had her now? I think I got her a couple years ago. Yep. But yeah, she lets me hold her most of the time. She's just chilling. Alright, I just wanted to show her off. She's a beauty. Alright, moving on. I have an update. My Phoebopus cyanognathus, the blue fang, molted. And I don't think that, really, you might could barely see the spider down in there. I can barely see it. Not really well. But anyway, there's the molt. So, very cool. Just a quick update on that one. Well, we have ourselves a successful Brachypelma vagans molt, if this will even show. I don't want to disturb her since she is freshly molted. So I can try to get a good light on in there. She's way down in there. Let's see, there she is. She didn't like the light. Oh yeah, she looks great. And then there's her molt. Well, very good. Alright. Thought she was acting weird the other day. Well, that explains it. Alright. And we have another molt. Finally, my Phoebopus murinus, the skeleton molted. This is the one I've been thinking is a male, but hopefully we can get something out of this molt. I have had the worst luck sexing my molts lately. Either I tear them up in my impatience and, you know, seeing what the gender is, or they're already torn in that area and I can't save it. So, hopefully we can get something out of this for a change. But yes, so time to give this one a drink to replenish and let it harden up. I thought I'd go ahead and rehouse my Euophlus parvulus, since the Euophlus genus seems to like to roam a lot. So if you want to give a large enclosure to a tarantula, Euophlus is definitely one of your best bets, because they definitely like to move around a lot. So we're going to upgrade his enclosure. Alright, let's get started. Alright. See, he's already anxious to come out. It's like, get me out of here. He's a male. Look, I even got you a hide this time. Come on. It isn't that bad. Now look at you. Look at that. Get in there. Here, how about you go in there? No, not there. Okay, well that'll work too. Now, can you learn to like your new home? I know that's got to be hard because, you know, it's new. You know, I could put your old foliage in here. Why don't I do that? At least you'll have something familiar in there, right? Oops, sorry. I saw my hand there. I know. There. Now, you're going to have to move because I got to close the lid. But I hope you enjoy that. Look at you trying to go back home. Look at that. I know, honey. You've been in there a long time and you're just so used to it. See, he's skittish, so I don't handle him often. Here, get down there. You might like it in there. Or maybe you won't. Well, anyway, we'll get him to de-stress, leave him alone, let him get used to his new home. That's a Euophlus for you. Alright. Now it's time to rehouse my Euophlus species Blue. And since this is a female, and she'll likely live longer than my Parvulus, I'm putting her in a larger enclosure. And again, Euophlus like to move around, so it's a big one for her size, but she'll likely live in this one the rest of her life. Alright, we'll go ahead with the transfer. She can be very skittish. Yep, but she'll love it once she gets used to it. Yep, can't handle this one, unlike the green, because this blue right here is very skittish. Alright, moving on to something else. It's time to rehouse my Scolopendra alternans, my Centipede, and it's only like about that long. So I figure we'll go ahead and put it in this taller enclosure because, you know, centipedes aren't the best crawlers up vertically. And so it's less likely to escape, you know, when I have to do maintenance and everything. And plus I can leave it in here for a while. So it's another reason I'm going to go ahead with the transfer. So for now we need to go centipede hunting. So let's do that. Well, because they are so fast, I had to do this without the camera. But this is in there. Of course, he had to hide under the leaf. Let's see. Crazy thing, too. Let's see. There he is right there. He beautiful. So, yep. Scolopendra alternans. We'll find a new place to dig all the way to the bottom, I'm sure. And it was definitely trying to crawl up the sides, but was unsuccessful. But I was ready just in case, because they are so fast. Alright, successful. Alright, let's move on. Thought I'd give you an update on my Vinegaroon. Doing just fine. Pretty laid back. It's got some substrate on its little tail. Yeah, this is a very good eater. Doesn't eat on camera really, but does eat well. I just wanted to do an update since you don't get to see this one too often in the feedings. Yeah, pretty easy going. Gonna get much bigger than this too. I guess this is considered a, would this be a juvenile or a subadult? I don't know. Still young. I have no idea on the gender. In fact, I don't even know how to sex these guys. Is it the same as you would do, like, scorpions? I mean, it's not that important to me. I mean, just mainly curiosity, because I don't plan on doing any kind of breeding with these guys. But, just curious. I mean, I know I can look it up, just hadn't done it yet. But, yeah, I really like these guys. These are so awesome. I'm so glad I got one. Hey, look at that tail sticking up there. Yeah. Yeah, pretty easy going. I mean, a little timid, but, all bark and no bite. I just thought I'd update you on this one. Still doing really well. Alright guys, we'll move on to something else. I thought this was really cool. You can see the heart pumping. See that dark line going down the abdomen there? Look at that. Look at the pulse. This is my Brachypelma classy, by the way. You don't see this one much because this one doesn't eat on camera. But I think it's really cool how you can see the heart pump. Not as clear as I'd like it to be, but it's the best I could do right now. Check it out. It's pretty sweet, huh? I just thought I'd show you. I think it's pretty deep. Alright. And we have another molt. Carabina versicolor, the Antilles pink toe. This is the one that does the cute tongue feeding for me. I even hand-fed this one once. Obviously, the larger it gets, the more I'm not going to be hand-feeding it. Such a cute little sling. Very cool. Alright. You see how small that spider is? I was trying to move it out of the way, and it started throwing up a threat posture. And that thing is only about the size of a quarter. Ceratogeras darlingi, the curved horn baboon, acting all spunky. I bet this one's going, well, usually very runny, but not today. I wonder if it might molt soon. That could be it. We all have to see. Alright, we'll leave it alone, give it a drink. This is pretty typical of a Iridopelma hirsutum, the ribbed tree spider. You nudge them, and they whip around and show you that threat posture of theirs acting all big and bad. I was gonna give you something to eat, but I don't know if you're in the mood. Here, bite that. Oh, okay. Oh, hello. Okay, that wasn't the plan. Notice I had to put the tongs down, because even though it's not a very big spider right now, it would still hurt a little bit if it bit me. Yeah, apparently you didn't want that cricket, huh? You get back in there. I will take my tongs back, and we'll get the paintbrush and try this again. Get back in there. Come on. Now don't act ugly. Get in there. I was just giving you something to eat, and then you had to act all ugly. Cut it out. Go down. No, let's not do this like we did with the tongs. No. I know you're a tree spider, but let's not act like one right now, okay? Alright, well, you do have a cute little walk. Let's just not jump. Let's not jump. Look at you. You get back in there and quit acting that way. They are cute, though. They got their attitude. Alright, I see I'm going to have to put the camera down and do this with two hands, right? Because you're not being very cooperative. Unless you want to do it this way. We could do it that way. Let's see. Make sure that worked. I don't want to get your legs trapped in there. Alright, so make sure your legs aren't trapped and we'll close you up. Alright.